The city was eerily quiet at 3 a.m. Streetlights flickered like dying embers, and the air carried a stillness that felt unnatural. I had been job hunting for weeks, scrolling endlessly through listings, desperate for anything that paid enough to keep me afloat. My bank account was on its last breath, and eviction loomed over me like a shadow. That's when I saw it. A simple listing on an obscure job board. Urgent night shift work, $500 per night. Immediate start. No experience required. No company name, no description, just a phone number. It felt suspicious, but desperation drowned my hesitation. Without thinking, I dialed. The phone barely rang before a voice answered. Deep, calm, almost too composed. "You're calling about the job?" "Yes," I replied. "I can start immediately." A brief pause. Then, "Good. Meet at 315 Holloway Street. Don't be late." The line went dead. Something about it unsettled me, but my empty wallet left no room for doubt. I grabbed my jacket, stuffed a pocket knife in my jeans, just in case, and stepped into the night. Holloway Street was on the outskirts of the city, an industrial area where warehouses stood like abandoned sentinels. By the time I arrived, the only sounds were the distant hum of street lamps and my own footsteps on cracked pavement. The building at 315 was unmarked, a looming grey structure with a single metal door. There were no signs, no windows, no indication that anything happened here. I knocked. The door swung open almost instantly, revealing a tall man in a crisp black suit. His face was smooth, too smooth, as if his features had been carefully sculpted but never quite finished. "You're on time," he said, stepping aside. "That's good." Inside, the air smelled sterile, like a hospital. The walls were lined with security monitors, each displaying different rooms, most of them empty. In the center of the room sat a single desk with an old rotary phone. "Your job is simple," the man said. "You sit here. You watch the cameras. And you follow the rules." I swallowed. "What kind of rules?" He reached into his suit pocket and handed me a folded piece of paper. "Rules for the night shift. Do not leave this room under any circumstances. If the phone rings, answer it. But do not speak first. If you see a man in a white mask on camera 4, turn off the monitor immediately. If the power goes out, do not move. Someone will come to fix it. Do not look at them. If the clock strikes 3:33 a.m. and you hear knocking, do not open the door." The man's expression remained unreadable. "Do you accept?" Every instinct screamed at me to walk away. But $500 for one night? I nodded. "Good." He stepped backward toward the door. "Your shift starts now." And with that, he was gone. I sat in the chair, heart pounding. The security monitors flickered, showing empty hallways, a break room, an entrance area, nothing unusual. I took a deep breath, telling myself this was just another security gig. Easy money. Then the phone rang. I nearly jumped out of my seat. The rotary phone vibrated against the desk, an unnatural sound in the silence. I hesitated, then picked it up. Nothing. A static-filled pause. Then a voice, whispering, "Do not let him in." Click. The line went dead. A chill crept up my spine. My hand trembled as I set the phone down. A flicker on camera 4. My stomach dropped. There, in the dimly lit hallway, stood a figure. Tall. Motionless. Wearing a featureless white mask. I couldn't move. His head was tilted slightly, as if listening. "Turn off the monitor." I forced myself to move, reaching for the power button. The moment the screen went black, a sharp knock echoed through the room. My breath hitched. I turned slowly toward the metal door. Another knock. The clock read 3:33 a.m. My heart hammered. "Do not open the door." The knocking continued. Slow. Rhythmic. Like something was testing me. I clenched my fists, trying to stay still. My mind raced. What was outside? How did it know I was here? Then, just as suddenly as it started, the knocking stopped. The silence was worse. The air felt heavier, charged with something unseen. The security monitors flickered, static creeping into the feeds. Then the power went out. Darkness swallowed the room. I couldn't see my own hands. My breathing felt too loud, like it would attract something. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Coming closer. A faint click, like a door unlocking. Someone was here. My pulse pounded in my ears. Do not move. Do not look at them. I gritted my teeth, frozen in place. The footsteps stopped. A presence loomed beside me. My skin prickled, every nerve screaming to run. Then, slowly, agonizingly, I felt breath against my neck. A whisper. You're not supposed to be here. The lights flickered back on. The room was empty. The monitors were normal. The phone sat motionless on the desk. I gasped for air, heart racing. I had to leave. This wasn't just a strange job. This was something else. Something wrong. Then, the rotary phone rang again. I hesitated, but I had no choice. Slowly, I picked it up. This time, the voice wasn't a whisper. It was clear. Cold. You broke a rule. Click. The line went dead. And then, on camera 4, the masked figure turned to face the screen. He lifted his hand.